Hello, YRNCS! My name is Massimo Stella, and I am in my third year of PhD at the Doctoral Training Center in Complex System Simulations, University of Southampton, UK. I was an accepted speaker at your electronic roundtable at CCS 2015, and I also was one of the two organizers behind the Winter Workshop on Complex Systems 2016, which the YRNCS kindly sponsored. My background is in physics, but my PhD is currently focused on linguistic networks. In particular, I work with networks where nodes represent words, and they are connected according to some linguistic rules, for instance if they sound similar to each other, or according to a given semantic rule. Here is an example of a phonological network where words are connected if they sound similar, and a reference also to a paper I published in JSTAT with my supervisor. These linguistic networks are quite interesting because they display quite uncommon features like very strong clustering or distinct core periphery structure, which have been empirically shown to correlate with constraints actually present on language. However, I would like to apply to your bridge grant for working on something different. At the Santa Fe Institute Summer School 2014, I started working on an interdisciplinary project modeling infection spreading within a spatial ecosystem. For that project, together with Alberto Antonioni, we suggested PRISM, a periodic, random, identity, spatial multiplex model. The name conveys the idea that this is a spatial multiplex network model in which nodes are embedded in a finite space with periodic boundary conditions and connected according to the topology of a random geometric graph. They can interact on several layers, but they also have identities, so that only some of the intra-layer connections are allowed. I coordinated a team of 5 people, comprising a computer scientist, 2 ecologists, a mathematician, and a physicist, myself. And we used a preliminary version of this spatial multiplex model for investigating infection spreading in ecosystems. In this ecological application, nodes represent species populations that interact spatially if they are close enough, and that can get infected by a parasite, either by eating infected species or by being bitten by an infected vector species. We model the intralayer interactions based on real empirical ecological data, and we found that some species can promote infection outbreaks even with a very small number of parasite vectors. This collaboration was quite fun, and it was also productive, since it resulted into a manuscript that is currently being considered for publication in the Journal of Complex Networks. An archived copy, containing more details, is available here. Since this specific project, however, is now coming to an end, it's time to look further. Both Alberto and I believe there is currently a gap in the literature about multiplex networks, in that a general, easy, theoretically concise model of a spatial multiplex is still missing. Alberto and I are continuing working on the theory behind the model, theoretically retrieving the degree distribution, the clustering coefficient, the expected edge overlap, and other model features by means of analytical calculations. I would like to use the bridge grant in order to go and work together with Alberto in Madrid for a short staying of 10 days in May. Beyond the ecological application, the purpose of my visit would be to focus on a theoretically solid framework for the model and even find some possible applications to spatial networks such as the transportation one. It is now time to gather together, identify what we have, and concretize our plans for another paper more on the complex network side. By going to Madrid, not only I would work with Alberto, but I would also provide a seminar about my research. Also, I was kindly invited to join a one-day complexity workshop organized by Alberto's group and by his supervisor, of course, Ancho Sanchez. The group is the Interdisciplinary Group on Complex Systems, GISC in Spanish. Furthermore, both Alberto and I would like to meet also with Francesca Lipari, with whom we are working for another model about peer effects and polarization in a social multiplex network. This other project is still at a seminar stage. However, it was presented at Complan 2016 as a poster, and it received very positive feedback for its interdisciplinary spin. All in all, I strongly believe the Bridge Grant would support me in accomplishing my interdisciplinary and international collaborations, and also in translating them into published research. Please, let me thank you for your time. I look forward to hearing from you soon. Bye!